12 strings!
Dude, that's like 6 times 2.
Or 6 plus 6. You know what? You guys are actually both right.
See? I knew it.
Yeah, me too. Check it out. This is a brand new 12-string acoustic electric guitar from Fesley. And in all my years of playing the guitar, this is actually only my second time ever playing, messing around with, or checking out a 12-string guitar. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you are not used to playing a 12-string guitar, it is not the easiest thing in the world. I think like anything on guitar, like if you're trying to do something new or different that you haven't done or that you're not used to doing, it's gonna take some practice. All right, so anyway, this guitar right now is selling on Amazon for $189. And it's not just the guitar, it's the guitar, a gig bag, a whole bunch of accessories. Basically, it's like a beginner's 12-string acoustic electric guitar kit. And while I have the black one, it does come in 2 other colors. And if you want to check it out, of course, I'm going to have that link down in the video description. Now, as far as what it's made of, like a lot of acoustics, it's got the spruce top and the mahogany sides and back. And then the fretboard is a Purple Heart fretboard. And we're looking at 20 frets, and we've got this nice cutaway up here to give you some access to those upper frets. Now, I did mention that it's an acoustic electric. So it's got this little panel right here with some controls on it. Let me put on my glasses here so I can see it a little more clearly. So yeah, we've got a volume knob, and then there's EQ, bass, middle, and treble. It's got a built-in tuner, which is really nice. It works really well. And then you've got a button that says phase, and then a knob that you can turn called notch. Now, rather than me trying to explain what that phase button and the notch knob are, I'm gonna read it to you right from the instruction booklet. Okay, phase, it says, when blending pickup and microphone signals, e.g. in a studio or live hybrid setup, first toggle the phase switch to determine the position that delivers a thicker, more coherent tone. And then for the notch, this is what it says. To suppress feedback, gradually adjust the notch frequency knob while monitoring the system. Stop when the feedback diminishes. This may require fine-tuning in tandem with gain/volume controls to optimize stability. So there you go, guys. All right, now before I play it for you guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's kind of hard for me to play. It's got double the strings. So with my fingertips here, which are not very big, by the way, because I don't have big hands, I don't have big fingers, so a little bit on the small side, you know, I'm trying to fret 2 strings at a time when I'm used to just doing 1 string at a time. So not the easiest thing in the world, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna play it plugged in for a little bit, and then at the very end, I'm gonna unplug it, and then you guys are gonna hear it through the camera mic. So you'll hear it, you know, just organically, just the acoustic by itself without being plugged in with the reverb or anything like that. All right, check it out. Okay, so man, with all of those strings and all those notes happening, you do get a pretty big and full sound. I don't do a lot of acoustic playing. You know, I do. Sometimes on my songs I'll have like an acoustic part, or I'll have the occasional all acoustic song, but never really the 12-string stuff. But I can't deny it does get a much like bigger and fuller sound with those 6 additional strings. Now guys, when I first got it and I pulled it out of the box, I'm gonna give you guys like a little word of warning, because you know, if you buy this and you get it home and you take it out of the box and you have this same situation, you might be going, oh, it's defective, it's broken, I'm gonna immediately send it back to Amazon. Hang on, maybe not. So when I got it and I went to I just went like that to do the strings open, most of the strings were just like plunk, plunk, plunk. They weren't ringing out. And the reason is because the strings were flat down on the frets. Like they were all the way down on the fretboard, so they were sitting on the frets. And I thought, wow, okay, so the action is like extremely low. And then a split second later, I went, wait a minute. I need to check to see if the neck is straight, because if the neck is like this, meaning like part of the fretboard is gonna be kind of popping up, that's probably what's causing it. I checked it with my notched straight edge, and sure enough, the neck was like that. And no big deal, guys, because right down in here, you've got the truss rod adjustment. It literally comes with the Allen wrench that you need to adjust it. So I kind of loosened up the strings here, put the little Allen wrench in there, and turned it lefty-loosey, because when it's like this, it's too tight. So lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, when you're down here looking this way. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So I loosened it up a bunch, and then retuned it, and guess what? Problem solved. And then I got this. All the strings ringing out. But hang on, I'm not done. That was several days ago. And then just now, right before I did the video, and I went to tune it up and get it ready, I noticed, wow, the strings look like they're way off the fretboard now. Like the action is too high. So got my notched straight edge, checked it again, and guess what? Now the neck was a little bit like this. So it takes time to adjust in your environment, depending on where you live, if it's a drier climate or more humid or whatever. So the point is, here where I'm at, even though a few days ago I had it perfectly straight, well, over the past few days it moved a little bit and it went like that. Not a big deal. Got out the little Allen wrench again, put it in there, and did righty-tighty a few times, and then boom, neck straight, tuned it up, ready to go. So just be aware of that you might need to adjust the truss rod, maybe. Now, if you've never tuned a 12-string guitar, I had to look it up. Like, how do you tune all these extra strings? Are they octaves? Are they the same? Or what's going on here? Different notes? I had no idea. Couldn't remember from the last time. So on the first 4 strings, that's the E, the A, the D, and the G, the low strings, the first 4 low strings, I should say. So that's strings like 6, 5, 4, and 3. Each string, like the main strings, normal tuning. So you've got that low E. But then that additional string, it is tuned an octave higher. So on those lower 4 strings, you've got the original note, and then the second string is an octave higher. So an E, and then a higher E, and then the A, and then the higher A, and like that. But then on the last 2 strings, or I should say the last 4 strings, since this is 12 strings here, the B and the E, the high B and the high E, you're not doing the octave. Those 2 strings are tuned exactly the same. So you're just getting double the strings. So a B and a B, same notes, same octave, no difference. And then same thing on the E, E, same, exactly the same. That's how you do it. All right, guys, so let's take a look at the gig bag and all the accessories and see what it comes with, because there's one other really important thing I have to talk about. So the gig bag is basically the same style of gig bag that comes with all the Fesley electric guitars. Same kind of material with the padding on the inside. It's just bigger, thicker, probably longer to fit the 12-string. It's got the rubber foot on the bottom, the big pocket in the middle, a little bit of padding in it, so a fairly nice gig bag. All right, accessories. So I already showed you, it's got this instruction manual that it explains about the little control layout there. It's got a guarantee card with some information on the back, like an email and stuff, and then a bag with some stuff in here. Let's check it out. It comes with 2 different pick guards. And it's the sticker. You know, you peel off the back and you can stick it on that bottom part of the guitar if you want to. You don't have to, but it gives you 2 different colors if you want to. And then it comes with a strap. What else do we got here? Oh, a pretty decent quality cable. So you're ready to plug that into your interface or your amp or whatever. And then an extra set of strings. That's cool. What else? Capo. We've got an official Fesley polishing cloth. What else do we have in here? Some Fesley guitar picks. And the Allen wrench, which you're gonna need probably, maybe. And a string winder for putting on the new strings. All right, guys, and the last 2 things that it comes with. 2 sanding sponges. Not 1, but 2. And you're going, dude, why would I need a sanding sponge? What am I gonna be sanding on this guitar? Well, I'm gonna tell you. It's the fret edges. Yeah, sharp fret edges. And sure enough, this one has a lot of sharp fret edges. I don't know what it is with the Fesley guitars, but this has happened a lot, even with the electric guitars. It seems to happen more so with Fesley than other brands that I've checked out. I don't know why exactly, but I mean, obviously they're aware of the issue. That's why they're including the sanding sponges, so that you can take it and kind of go along the edge there with the fret edges. You do need to be like kind of careful though, because you know, this is wood, the neck is wood, and it's got color on there, and if you're like too aggressive or if you're not very careful with it, you're gonna end up like sanding off the paint or sanding some of the wood. So you do kind of have to be a little bit delicate with it. And I did try to sand some of those sharp edges, and it did help a little bit. I don't know if the sanding sponge alone is gonna cut it. I think if I wanted to get them like really perfect, I'd want to use like maybe either a little file or just like a little piece of sandpaper so that I'm not messing up the wood. But it does help. It did work a little bit. Alright guys, so that pretty much does it for the all-new Fesley 12-string acoustic electric guitar. And remember what I said, guys. If you're a beginner on a 12-string, and you're like me, you hardly ever played 12-string, just be prepared to be like, you know, wow, this is not, maybe not the easiest thing. I'm having to learn how to do this. I'm having to put in some practice time to get it down. I don't think it would take that much time, but I wouldn't expect to just like sit down with it and immediately be like, wow, this is great. This is so easy. It's gonna take a little bit of adjusting since you're fretting 2 strings instead of 1. And if you want to check this out for yourself, I'm gonna have that Amazon link down in the video description. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Dude, that's like 6 times 2.